I know. It happens to the best of us, and it happened to me on this day. I went to collect some raspberry canes and ended up coming back with a big crate of plants. Now, I don't normally do this. I normally try and grow things myself from seed and transplants and cuttings, but this day I indulged. But it is going to make a beautiful garden, and we're going to plant some of these plants today. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kayleen. I'm growing a food forest and developing a beautiful cottage feel to my garden areas in Victoria, Australia. We are towards the end of winter and I'm looking forward to all the spring. The colour is starting already in the garden, but I'm putting some more colour in. So today we are going to be planting these beautiful helleborus, and I will take you through just a little bit of information on how I built up this area. Now there is another video of this area being transformed. Look at that worm. These we call scrubbies in Australia. We call them scrubbies. I don't ask me why, but they're big fat worms, and it's really good to see them in this part of my yard. This is a alleyway and it started very poorly. It was very compacted, full of stones. It was used as a thoroughfare, but it was also terribly neglected and the weeds had completely taken over it. Over time I have gradually turned it into a more beautiful thoroughfare with a little seating area down the bottom, and I have added some statues and features, and I do have some of my composting in this area. So all along the fence line and parts of the other side nearest to the house, I have been building the soil up. I have been adding compost material, pre-composted, so trenches of kitchen waste, adding mulch and other things and building it up, and as a result the soil has improved tremendously. Now you see these plants were well and truly needing to go into the ground. I was a little bit reluctant to unsettle their roots because they were not cheap. They were probably what you would pay for them, but for me they were quite an investment. So I did not want to disrupt them. Instead I decided to just let them do their thing and find the soil and see what happens. Although the second pot you'll see me cut the roots a little bit on one side and try that out, but I think both will do alright. But they were screaming to have somewhere to expand and grow. Now these helleborus are absolutely beautiful, very showy plants, and I had first seen them at a garden up in the Dandenongs, and as soon as I saw them I fell in love with them and decided that one day I would have them. So today when I saw them in this nursery I bit the bullet and grabbed two. So I've got a pink one and a white and green one, and once they settle in and get going I will divide them at a later date and move them around other parts of the garden. Now I've deliberately planting these where I can look out a particular window in my house, and every morning when I open that window I can see this area. That's why these statues are there, and that's why I'm placing these beautiful plants there. And it probably looks like there's a lot of weeds there, but there's not. The difference in the soil. Inches down. It's pretty rewarding when you see the soil like this after, just putting things in that really didn't cost me anything. and just time and doing the right thing. You can develop soil in really bad areas with a little bit of time on your side. Gardening is one of those things where it doesn't happen overnight, but consistent little steps can make a huge difference in the long run. So I've placed these plants amongst a lot of other things like strawberries. There's some radishes in here. There's a chocolate cosmos and other food plants. But it is time to get some more flowers in amongst it too.
And I moved a little lettuce here that has sown itself up there, I think, or I've thrown seeds down. So I know that there's onion here, or garlic. I think it's spring onion. So I've moved it next to that so it doesn't get lost. And right beside here is ochre, and we've got some ground bulbs here, or tubers. So I'm assuming that's getting close to being harvested underground.
So while we're here, I thought I would check out to see if there was any ready. Ochre is absolutely beautiful. It tastes like potato with a little bit of a lemon tang to it, and I bake them just like you would bake potatoes. So I have grown them this time for the first time. I have tasted them before I put them in. Somebody gave me some of the tubers, but unfortunately they weren't ready in that spot at least. The greens can be eaten as well. So even though the choco vine above is looking a bit tatty, I'm pretty happy with the way this is looking. So a couple of days on and the helleborus is settled in. I haven't lost any flowers. They don't seem to have even known that they have been moved. They are just growing. And same with the white one. It's not looking like it's even knows that it's been transplanted or put in. Now that's the one I cut the roots of. So we'll see how they go. I'm pretty confident now seeing that root growth that they are going to be that they will flourish here. Yeah, so I'm very happy with those plants and looking forward to really improving this little position. Now the soil is just pumping, getting some colour into here, and as I fill up these spaces, those weeds will find it more difficult to occupy this space. Well, thanks for joining me today in the garden. There is so much happening in my gardens at the moment. Join me next time as I dart around doing all sorts of things, and I hope you are having a beautiful day and a beautiful life, and I hope there is beauty around you. See you next time.